most of the mainstream media, which, let's be honest, is basically an arm of the Democrat Party at this point, wants us to coronate Nancy Pelosi as president/queen. They'll show us, right? See, if they can't win, and by that I mean the Democrats, they cheat. And that's what this whole 3 years of impeachment efforts has been about. Doesn't matter how much treason or sedition are involved, they want to win. And winning is everything to them, apparently. They've shown us that. So it's not enough anymore to unlawfully impeach President Trump for a non-crime. Now they want to unlawfully impeach Vice President Pence for a non-crime. Yeah, they want to get rid of essentially any Republican who is in government, if possible, right? And for the international audience who might be watching, if you were to remove the president and vice president from office, the position would fall to the Speaker of the House, who is Nancy Pelosi, the Democrat. So this is what impeachment is about for them. It's about making sure there are no Republicans in office, regardless of what the voters want. And on that point, I don't believe for a moment that Trump actually lost the popular vote. I don't think so. If you could eliminate the voter fraud, the illegal aliens voting, which is actually a type of voter fraud, I think you'd have Trump won by a landslide. Because the reality is, unless you live in one of these liberal strongholds like California or New York City or, I don't know, a college campus, if you spent an entire day out, you'd have trouble finding more than a dozen people, who are adults and American citizens who actually voted for Hillary Clinton. That's just the reality. Decent, patriotic Americans are much more of a majority than they want us to believe. They want us to feel isolated so that we don't speak up about what it is that we believe. That's an environment that they're trying to create, and it's actually kind of evil. It's kind of like their polls, 99% chance that it's going for Hillary, so there's no point coming out to vote for Trump, which was the implication. That they were trying to make sure no one would actually come out and vote for Trump because there was no point anyway. It's that same thing. Honestly, I think one of Trump's biggest mistakes is not pushing hard enough for voter ID, for not realizing just how much of an issue that is. Anyway, the goal right now is to make Nancy Pelosi president. And I've seen multiple different, supposed media personalities promoting this idea of impeaching both the president and the vice president. Chris Matthews went on about it from MSNBC, and then Stephen Colbert had a big stick about it. He was really excited about the idea. He actually used to be kind of funny, years ago. I used to watch him when he seemed like he was a decent human being. But he's not just gone political, he's malicious and dishonest. And so when you don't recognize that the person is decent underneath, well, it makes their politics just go from just not being funny to being outright unbearably cringy. And that's what you see a lot of these late night hosts and late night comedians who talk about politics constantly from a really leftist standpoint. It's the same thing. But on the Ukraine thing, because that's why they want to impeach Trump, that's their latest excuse. Well, we know now who really has eyebrow-raising ties to Ukraine. It's not Trump or Pence. It's the Biden family. And, the lesser-known, connection to the Clinton family. See, in 2015, the Wall Street Journal catalogued the top funders to the Clinton Foundation. And if you take a look, well, how about that? Ukraine at the very top. See, once again, what they're doing is they're pointing at whoever their opponents are and accusing them of what they themselves are doing. And you see this pattern a lot. It's this old psychological trick where you point at someone else so that nobody would suspect you of that same thing that you were accusing somebody else of. They do this over and over again, and at least some people bite. I met one guy when I was helping out with the midterm elections who truly believed in the Russia hoax and furthermore believed that Russians were controlling our voting machines. It's just, he hadn't noticed the pattern that goes on over and over again. He didn't care about the connections between Hillary Clinton and her own connections with the Russians and how they gave up, nuclear materials to Russia, the Clintons did. No, that wasn't of any importance. But Trump's ties, that was big news. I don't understand how some people fall for this over and over again, but some do bite. You have to recognize this is all part of a big scam to essentially remove anybody who leans even slightly conservative from office. That's all it's about. Stop, don't leave yet. Since you made it to the end, you probably enjoyed that video. In that case, here are some other videos that you might enjoy. The updates link at the top will provide you with better ways to be more reliably notified of new videos, and it also has social media information, that kind of thing. That's because you know how this site is. Well, the link at the bottom, the store link, that's in case you're looking for merchandise or our healthier products. Thanks.